Hello guys, myself AK and welcome you to the next podcast of English conversation. And today's first topic is TV interview. Here is a host and personality named Mr. A. The conversation is between them. So let's start. Host. Good evening viewers. Today we have with us Mr. A political celebrity. He needs no introduction. He is here to answer your questions. Please call 123 456 78 and ask him your questions directly. Welcome to our show, sir. Mr. A. Thank you very much. I am happy to be here. Host. Our pleasure, sir. At the very outset, let me ask you to comment on your recent resounding victory. Mr. A. We were hardly surprised. In fact, we anticipated the victory. A person who works for his constituency is bound to be re elected. Host. But this time the margin of your victory was much more than in the earlier elections. Mr. A. That's bound to be happen. The people are slowly realizing the worth of good work. Also, the percentage of voters has gone up this time. Host. Democracy in India seems to be coming of age. Mr. A. Yes, the media has a role to play in this. Host. There is a phone call for you, sir. Yes, please speak up. Speak a little louder. We can't hear you clearly. Caller. I have a question for the Honorable MP. Mr. A. Yes, what is it? Caller. I am calling from your constituency. Many people here feel that security in our constituency is not as good as it was before. The crime rate has gone up drastically in the last few years, especially atrocities against women and children. We would like to know that steps you plan to take to curb this. Mr. A. You see, crime is not a new phenomenon for humanity. Read our epics. You will find them full of crime. But after I got elected, I constantly keep in touch with the police. My hotline with the police department is always busy. Laws are also stringent and punish culprits. We hope that in course of time crime will be on the decline. Caller. Sir, you didn't get my question. I am asking about concrete steps. Host. I am afraid your time is up. There are many others waiting to ask the Honorable MP their questions. Caller B. Hello. Is this 1234578? Host. Yes, please ask your question quickly. Caller B. Your party makes many promises. How many of them will you be able to fulfill this time? Mr. A. Haven't we always fulfilled all our promises? Ha 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 ha. This time too we shall do our best. None of you will have a chance to complain. Caller B. I hope this is not wishful thinking, sir. Mr. A. Wait till you see the results for yourself. Host. Next caller, please. Caller C. Is it true what the opposition says about your party, that you are trying to dis- destabilize the country by aligning with certain foreign powers? Mr. A. The worst problem in our country is rumor mongering. There are certain vested interests here who are out to malign us and make us unpopular with the masses. But their malicious designs will only meet with failure. Let me use this platform to declare that we shall only emerge stronger in the face of these false allegations. Caller C. Can there be so much smoke without fire? Mr. A. It is difficult to convince a person with a closed mind. Caller C. Surely, sir, the charges cannot be entirely baseless. Host. We have almost come to the end of the show. I am sorry to interrupt you, sir. We would like to thank you, our guest. We would like to thank our guest. Thank you, sir, for sparing us your valuable time and patiently answering the viewers' questions. We hope you will join us some other time. Mr. A. It was my pleasure. I'll come whenever you call me again. Thank you. Host, thank you, sir. So, this is the scene of a TV interview of a politicians with their host and caller. Now let us go to the next topic, and here is a scene of a hotel reservation. Some visitor and receptionist are talking to each other for a hotel reservation. Let's see. Receptionist. Good evening. May I help you? Visitor. I would like to book a room in your hotel. Receptionist. What type of room do you want, sir? Visitor. What do you have? Receptionist. We have single rooms, double rooms, and deluxe rooms. Visitor. What is a deluxe room? Does it have special amenities? Receptionist. In the deluxe rooms, we have a geyser, a telephone, a color TV, and an attendant. Visitor. What about a suite? Receptionist. We have suites too. Each suite is a self contained unit that has a separate sitting room, a double bedroom, an attached bath, and a balcony overlooking the garden. There is also a valet who will attend to all your needs. Visitor. Can you tell me the tariff for each of these? Receptionist. Are you interested in air conditioned accommodation? Visitor. I'll decide once you tell me the rates. Receptionist. This is the tariff card, sir. You will find all the details in it. Visitor. There are three of us, my wife, our 10-year-old son, and I. The suite, of course, is too expensive. Receptionist. You can take a double room, sir. Visitor. But there are three of us. Receptionist. That doesn't matter. We can accommodate three people in a double room. You will have to pay a little extra for the third bed. Visitor. That will be fine. Receptionist. This is the card in which you have to fill in your name and address, and please sign in the register. Visitor. Do I have to pay any advance now? Receptionist. That's alright, sir. We can collect it later. How long do you plan to stay? Visitor. 3 or 4 days. Receptionist. We have a restaurant attached to the hotel and also a shopping arcade. Here is your key. We have given you room number 202 on the second floor. I'll instruct the bellboy to take your luggage to your room. In case you need anything further, you can contact reception. Visitor, thank you. Receptionist, we hope you have a pleasant stay, sir. Visitor, thank you. So, this was the scene of a hotel reservation. Now, come to the next topic, and here is a scene of a quarrel. So, let's see. Here are some people named Mr. Pandu, Mr. Krishna, and Mr. Sai who are engaged in a quarrel. So, let's start. Mr. Pandu. Mr. Krishna, how many times do I have to tell you not to park your car in the space marked C? You don't seem to understand plain English. Mr. Krishna. You are right. I don't understand. But it is not English. It is the reason for your objection that beats me. Why should not I park my car in the parking space marked C? Mr. Pandu. I am tired of repeating myself. You, yet you do not understand. I think I have already told you scores of times that the space marked C is mine and I want to park my car there. Mr. Krishna. What makes it yours? Can you give me a good reason for that? Mr. Pandu. You know, I live in C block, so this space should be for my car. You live in A block. Can't you park your car there? Mr. Krishna. For your kind information, I have been parking my car in this space for the past 2 years. Why did you not object them? Why did you not object then? Mr. Pandu. For the simple reason that I had no car at that time. Now I have bought a car and I want you to vacate my space. Mr. Krishna. And why can't you park it in the space marked A if it is really empty as you say? Mr. Pandu. No, thank you. I prefer to car it in my allotted place. You'd better park your car in A. Mr. Krishna. Sorry, I refuse to oblige you. I am used to parking my car here. I have done it for the past 2 years. Now it is too late to change the habit. You do what you like, and let's see how you can compel me to change my habit. Mr. Pandu. Yes, I will. I'll see that you are left with no car to park. That's what I'll do. Do you understand at least that much? Mr. Krishna. Don't threaten me. If you break my old car, do you think I will leave your new car unscratched? Mr. Krishna. Don't threaten me. If you break my old car, do you think I will leave your new car unscathed? Mr. Pandu. Hey, you, I'll finish you. Mr. Pandu. Hey, you, I'll finish you off here and now. You don't know whom you are talking to. Mr. Krishna. Don't try to impress me with your position. I know all about your black deeds. Remember, we have been neighbors for 2 years. Mr. Pandu. I am ashamed to think that I have lived in close proximity with people like you. Mr. Krishna. I can return the complaint. You are worse than. Mr. Pandu. Do you dare to abuse me? Now I shall. Mr. Sai, hello, hello, what is this? Why these raised voices? Why are the two of you shouting at each other? Mr. Krishna, this man, this, I don't know what to call him because man seems to dissent a description. He is threatening to break my car if I park it here after this. Mr. Sai, but you have been parking it here for a long time now. What is the problem suddenly? Mr. Pandu, I have a new car and I want to park it here. Mr. Sai, Mr. Krishna, don't you have any other place to park your car? Mr. Pandu, of course, he has his allotted place. When then why should he park it in mine? Tell me that. Mr. Sai, Mr. Pandu, it is a matter of mutual adjustment. Why don't you park your car in the other place? Mr. Pandu, why don't you ask him the same question? Mr. Sai, well, Mr. Krishna. Mr. Krishna, you see, I am used to this place, and when a person gets older, it is difficult to change habits. Mr. Pandu, I am not any younger either. How do you expect me to walk all that distance every day to get into my car and walk back again after parking it? Mr. Sai, I may be able to help you. My driver will bring your car every morning to the front of your apartment and park it at night. You know he and his family live in the basement, so it should not be a problem. Mr. Pandu, that is very nice of you. I accept your offer. Mr. Krishna, no, no, no. I did not know my parking the car here would cause so much inconvenience. Mr. Pandu, you can park in this space. I shall use the other place from tomorrow. Mr. Sai, that solves the problem then. Thank God. It is very uncomfortable to have quarrels in the neighborhood. So, this was the scene of a quarrel. That's it for today, guys. We will see some good things in the next videos. Okay, thank you.